welcome back to my little piece of paradise here in beautiful Brisbane, Australia. In this lesson, we will look at intuition, and when you begin to develop your intuitive factor, you're going to find your awareness goes far beyond anything you could possibly imagine in your current state of mind. Have you ever had a moment where you felt that something wasn't right? Perhaps stepping into a parking lot late at night, or feeling negative around someone. Or perhaps you feel something really positive is going to happen and you can't explain why. And if you've experienced this before, have you shrugged it off, dismissing it as illogical nonsense? We have been taught to believe that rationality is what should prevail when making decisions about anything, from serious financial matters to what to eat for lunch. But what of that inner voice, that gut feeling, that something instinctual from within that tells us how we feel beneath those layers of logic? Intuition is a process that gives us the ability to know something directly without analytic reasoning, bridging the gap between the conscious and subconscious parts of our mind. Moreover, between instinct and reason. In essence, we need both instinct and reason to be able to make the best decisions for ourselves. Unfortunately, many of us, even when we experience success, using this lesser acknowledged part of us, are uncomfortable with the idea of using our instincts as a guidance tool. If we were not conditioned to follow our hunches, we will often mistrust the sometimes cryptic messages that our instinct sends to us, and consequently, we diminish our capacity to leverage the power of our own instincts when we need them most. We can respect and call upon all of these higher faculties of the mind, and at the same time we can seek balance. And by seeking balance, we will finally bring all of the resources of our mind into action. Until about 100 years ago, science wasn't even aware of the role of our subconscious mind. But studies now show only 20% of the brain's grey matter is dedicated to conscious thoughts, while 80% is dedicated to subconscious thoughts. So speaking logically, how could we be possibly making the best decisions for ourselves without including the subconscious, higher parts of our being? Listen to your instincts and make your decisions inclusive of your intuition, and benefit from it without worrying about the logical reasons why. Do you suffer with the fear of old age? Have you met an older person that fits a common stereotype? Maybe you worry you might turn out the same. Well, here's a reality check. Age, the same as race, creed, sex, colour, doesn't define who a person is. No matter what you think, say or do, you are going to grow older. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. So instead of sitting there focusing on less than positive thoughts, you might as well embrace it, because what we resist will persist, but what we accept we have the power to transform. So embrace that growing older is part and parcel of life. Embrace that lines are going to form, that your body is going to deteriorate, and eventually you are going to die. Rather than fight it, accept that it's going to happen. When you come to terms with this, your perspective shifts to a whole different level. Because now, instead of trapping yourself with unconstructive thoughts and fears, thinking what you could have done before, you think about what you can do now. Instead of investing time in things outside of your control, you focus on what you can influence instead. So be sure to carefully read all of the information contained within this page, because it contains all of the answers for the lesson quiz at the bottom. And only after you have completed the quiz will I see you in the next lesson, Fear of Death. And remember, whatever you do to yourself.